Welcome to Global Sky Update. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. I bet you didn't know a tiny Swedish submarine once outsmarted the entire US Navy in a real-life war game. The world was stunned by a headline that seemed almost impossible. Swedish submarine sinks US carrier in war games. It was 2005, and the US Navy was running a massive training exercise off the coast of California. In the heart of the Pacific, the most powerful navy on Earth faced a small, almost unknown Swedish submarine called the Gotland. No one expected what happened next. As the sun rose, officers aboard the giant aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan felt confident. Their fleet was protected by layers of destroyers, cruisers, and high-tech sensors. Yet somewhere deep below, the Gotland was silently stalking its prey. It was a classic underdog story unfolding in real time, with the world's attention soon to follow. The news spread quickly. How could a small Swedish submarine outsmart the mighty US Navy? Experts and journalists scrambled for answers. The incident would become a legend in naval circles, showing that even giants can be surprised by clever thinking and new technology. This was not just a story about machines, it was about people, ideas, and the endless race between offense and defense at sea. The Gotland miracle had begun. The US Navy is the largest and most powerful navy in the world. Its fleet includes more than 400 ships, with aircraft carriers as the crown jewels. These carriers are floating cities, each carrying thousands of sailors, dozens of aircraft, and enough weaponry to project power anywhere on the globe. No other navy comes close in size, reach, or technology. Aircraft carriers like the USS Ronald Reagan are true marvels of engineering. They stretch over 1,000 feet long, longer than 3 football fields. Their decks launch and recover fighter jets day and night. Below, nuclear reactors power the ship for years without refueling. The carrier is surrounded by destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and supply ships, forming a strike group that is almost impossible to attack. This power is not just for show. The US Navy can operate anywhere, anytime. It is designed to fight wars, respond to disasters, and keep sea lanes open for trade. Its technology is cutting edge, with advanced radars, missiles, and sensors. Most nations can only dream of such strength. But even the strongest fortress can have a weak point. The Gotland submarine would soon reveal how technology and clever tactics could challenge even the mightiest fleet. In 2005, the US Navy invited Sweden to bring the Gotland submarine for a year-long training exercise. The goal was simple: test American defenses against the latest European submarine technology. The Americans expected a challenge, but nothing they could not handle. After all, they had the best ships, the best crews, and the best equipment. The Gotland was small and quiet, but it was up against an entire carrier strike group. The US Navy threw everything at it: helicopters, sonar buoys, anti-submarine planes, and warships. Yet time and again, the Gotland slipped through the defenses. In one simulated attack, it got close enough to sink the USS Ronald Reagan with a torpedo. The Americans were shocked. The exercise continued for months. Each time the Gotland managed to avoid detection and score simulated hits on high-value targets. The US Navy learned a hard lesson: even the best defenses could be cracked by new ideas and technology. The Gotland's performance was so impressive that the US Navy extended the exercise, eager to learn from its Swedish guest. This was not just luck. It was the result of careful design, smart tactics, and a revolutionary engine that made the Gotland almost invisible underwater. To find submarines, navies use sonar, short for sound navigation and ranging. Sonar works by sending sound waves through water. When these waves hit something, like a submarine, they bounce back. Ships and planes listen for these echoes to locate their targets. There are two main types: active sonar, which sends out a ping, and passive sonar, which listens for noise made by engines or propellers. Most submarines can be found if they make enough noise. Nuclear submarines, for example, have powerful engines and pumps that create a constant hum. Sonar operators are trained to listen for these sounds, even from miles away. The ocean is a noisy place, but experienced crews can pick out the song of a submarine from the background. But the Gotland was different. Its engines and systems were so quiet that even the best sonar could not pick it up. It moved slowly, blending into the natural sounds of the sea. When the Americans used active sonar, the Gotland's small size and special shape made it hard to spot. It was like looking for a shadow in the dark. This stealth gave the Gotland a huge advantage. It could get close to enemy ships, launch a simulated attack, and slip away before anyone knew it was there. The Gotland's secret weapon was its Stirling engine. This was not a normal diesel or nuclear engine. The Stirling engine is a type of air-independent propulsion system, or AIP for short. It allows the submarine to stay underwater for weeks without surfacing. This is a big deal because, well, most diesel submarines must come up for air every few days, making them easy to spot. So, how does the Stirling engine work? It is surprisingly simple. The engine uses heat to move pistons, which turn a generator, and power the submarine. The heat comes from burning liquid oxygen and diesel fuel in a closed system. There is no need to open hatches or bring in outside air. This keeps the submarine sealed, silent, and hard to detect. The Stirling engine runs smoothly and quietly. It does not have the noisy pumps and fans of a nuclear reactor. Instead, it hums along at a low, steady rate. The Gotland can travel slowly for long periods, hiding from sonar and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This technology was honestly a game changer. It gave the Gotland the endurance of a nuclear submarine, but with the silence of a diesel engine. No wonder the US Navy was caught off guard. Nuclear submarines are powerful and fast. They can stay underwater for months and travel at high speeds. But, honestly, they are not silent. Their reactors need pumps to move water and cool the core, and these pumps make noise, which sonar can detect. Even the best nuclear subs leave a trace in the water, a faint hum that experts can follow. The Gotland, with its Stirling engine, is different. It moves slowly and quietly, like a shadow in the deep. There are no noisy pumps or fans. The engine is sealed off from the ocean so vibrations do not travel far. The submarine's hull is covered in sound-absorbing tiles, making it even harder to find. In tests, the Gotland was almost invisible to sonar. It could sneak up on ships, take photos, and leave without a trace. The Americans were amazed. Their billion-dollar ships were being outfoxed by a small, silent hunter from Sweden. This was a wake-up call for navies around the world. Sometimes being quiet is more important than being big or fast. The Gotland's success was not just a surprise for the US Navy. Other countries like Russia have long watched for signs of nuclear submarines. Russian scientists are experts at detecting tiny traces left by nuclear reactors, heat, chemicals, and even radiation. They use satellites, sensors, and ships to track submarines across the world's oceans, but the Gotland left almost no trace. Its Stirling engine did not heat the water or release chemicals. It did not leave radiation behind. For Russian trackers, it was as if the submarine had vanished. This made the Gotland a valuable tool for any navy that wanted to operate in secret. The lesson was clear. New technology could change the balance of power at sea. Small countries with smart engineers could challenge even the biggest navies. The Gotland was proof that innovation mattered as much as size and strength. This worried many military planners. If one Swedish submarine could do this, what would happen if more navies built similar boats? The Gotland miracle was more than a military story. It was a lesson in the power of science, engineering, and creative thinking. The Swedish designers did not have the money or resources of the US Navy, but they had curiosity and a drive to solve problems. They looked for new ways to make their submarine quieter, more efficient, and harder to find. Scientists and engineers around the world studied the Gotland's success. They wanted to understand how a simple engine could beat high-tech defenses. They tested new materials, shapes, and systems to make their own submarines better. The Gotland became a symbol of what is possible when people think outside the box. This spirit of innovation is not just for the military. It is the same drive that leads to better cars, cleaner energy, and smarter computers. When people ask questions and try new ideas, amazing things can happen. The Gotland story reminds us that anyone, anywhere, can make a difference with the right mix of science and creativity. The tale of the Gotland submarine and the US Navy is more than just a thrilling story. It shows the value of curiosity and problem-solving in real life. The Swedish team did not accept limits. They asked, how can we do this differently? Their answers changed the world of naval warfare. This lesson is for everyone, not just sailors or engineers. In life, challenges will always appear. Sometimes the biggest problems are solved by the smallest teams with the boldest ideas. Science and technology are tools, but it is human curiosity that drives progress. So, whether you are working on a school project or dreaming up the next big invention, remember the Gotland. Stay curious, keep asking questions, and never stop searching for better solutions. The ocean is vast, and the future is wide open for those who dare to think differently.